D. 302 Q&A. 302. How do we ensure that carriers are being credited for parcels coming to their routes when other craft employees or leave replacements are delivering them, possibly with the old MDDs or when they are not using the change route function? Parcels, specifically, are credited to the route on which the delivery address resides. Back to top. 303. What happens when routes are split? One carrier cases, other carriers deliver all or part of the route. Each carrier who carries part of a route should indicate on the MDD when they switch to a different route. All MDD entries made while logged into a route will be credited to that route. Back to top. 304. What happens when a carrier is on limited duty and cases the route and an RCA delivers the route? Each carrier who carries part of a route should indicate on the MDD when they switch to a different route. All MDD entries made while logged into a route will be credited to that route. Back to top. 305. How do we account for management, CCA and other employees delivering our routes? Parcels are credited to the route on which the delivery address is located. Remaining MDD entries, if missing, will be replaced with the yearly average time. Each carrier who carries part of a route should indicate on the MDD when they switch to a different route. All MDD entries made while logged into a route will be credited to that route. Back to top. 306. What is the impact on the evaluation when training a new RCA? Each carrier who carries part of a route should indicate on the MDD when they switch to a different route. All MDD entries made while logged into a route will be credited to that route. Back to top. 307. Is it proper to utilize firm sheets for the delivery of parcels? Absolutely not. CPO 610 Section 2 to 3.1 PS Form 3849 can link up to 5 signature items for one delivery address. When delivering 6 or more signature articles to a single address, the appropriate postal service employee should create a firm sheet. Back to top. 308. How are large volume parcel deliveries credited where the delivery point is on the route, but the parcels are delivered by a contractor or MVS driver? At this time, the parcels are credited to the route according to the delivery address. Back to top. 309. When routes are being pivoted or split, we are not capturing the begin tour/end tour scans. Will these entries be folded into PM casing as second trips, and if so, how will we differentiate? Each carrier who carries part of a route should indicate on the MDD when they switch to a different route. All MDD entries made while logged into a route will be credited to that route. Remaining MDD entries, if missing, will be replaced with the yearly average time. Back to top. 310. Will the SPM credit apply when the prompt comes early, i.e., wrong side of the street, to dismiss and then retrieve, or only when the order is completed? Only credit for scans or entries actually completed. Back to top. 311. Flats and letters WSH. I see that was deleted from the Q&A. Is that still one of the scans? No. As per the engineering panel, the WSS scans are for mail endorsed WSS only. Back to top. 312. AUTHDISMOUNT. Does this include trips for mail only, or for parcels and mail? This entry is used anytime you have additional trips at an authorized dismount point. Back to top. 313. Do we do a carrier PU at a blue collection box if there is a package in there over 2 pounds that qualifies? Yes, wherever a prepaid parcel weighing more than 2 pounds is collected is recorded as one carrier PU event. Back to top. 314. Carrier PU and first-class parcels. When are first-class parcels included in the carrier pickup? When I have a manifest? When they are over 2 pounds? Please see the explanation in question number 211 on the Rex Q&A. Back to top. 3:15, second trips. Carriers have now been instructed to use the casing entry to stop the clock on end of shift duties before starting a second trip to deliver items in the afternoon. Do we still use the STARTLOADVEH and NLOADVA entries for the second trip? Yes, when a second trip is required by management after return from the route, the carrier should complete all end of shift duties. Use casing entry to stop the clock on EOS duties. Use STARTLOADVEH to indicate beginning of loading time. Load the parcels, etc. for second trip. Use ENDLOADVEH to indicate the end of loading time. Complete the second trip. Do not enter return to DU when complete. Enter miles traveled on second trip on 4,240 as usual. Use clockout to end the day. Back to top. 3:16, end of shift duties. When a carrier returns from their route, one thing they bring back is DPS/FSS errors. If the errors were missorted, on their route but not in delivery order, would this be cased as an end of shift duty or as PM casing? Handling of mail brought back from the street is part of end of shift duties. Casing is used only when casing newly received mail for the next day. Back to top. 3:17, when you use the carrier scan, will the customer get the notification that it was picked up like they do with the prepaid acceptance scans? A, yes. Back to top. 3:18, SPM scan warning comes up before the box and then it does not always come up at the box and we cannot use the W, work order, retrieval button as it is no longer there. How do we get that fixed to get the credit? A credit will be given only when the scans are completed. If the work is not done, the credit is not warranted. Back to top. 3:19, when you pick up the scanner, there are messages that have to be read and questions that have to be answered prior to the clock-in scan, such as have you checked your truck? Shouldn't clock-in be the first thing that is done? There is time built into the evaluations for obtaining and setting up the scanner. The actual clock-in time does not affect the evaluation. Back to top. 3:20, when delivering multiple heavy parcels to the same location, I scan one barcode, walk back to my vehicle, retrieve, deliver, and scan the second parcel, etc. Do you recommend completing each scan separately or just keep it running like I have been? The credit under Rex is the same, each parcel delivered to the door and the number of trips using trip to door. Back to top. 3:21, are packages scanned delivered to customer or at garage/other counted the same as to the front door/porch? A, yes. Back to top. 3:22, if a route receives a box holder or WSS mailing on a day the route is being split. Would it be appropriate for the regular or assigned RCA to enter the mailing on a subsequent day? A, as long as the mailing set, box holder or WSS, is only entered once, it will not matter on which day. Back to top. 3:23, if a carrier takes lunch on the street, when exactly should they hit the hotkey out lunch? When they stop working and take a lunch break. This could be before the carrier leaves the route to deviate to their lunch spot. Back to top. 3:24, is it up to USPS to train our academy instructors and give them the tools needed to train new hires? A, yes. Back to top.